Hello, anybody, and thanks for tuning in to Monday Morning Handicapping. This is a 2025 Kentucky Derby prospects video where I'm going to be taking a look at some of the contenders for the upcoming Kentucky Derby, go over their career thus far, talk about what I'm seeing and what I'd like to see moving forward as these 3-year-olds progress through their campaign up to the first Saturday in May. This horse I'm going to be taking a look at is named Rated by Merit. He is out of Battalion Runner, so sired or fathered by Battalion Runner. The mother's name was Banner Waving out of Speightstown, so the mother's father was a horse named Speightstown. The trainer of Rated by Merit is Michael Yates, and the jockey thus far is Jesus Rios. As of now, January 6, 2024, this horse has 0 Kentucky Derby points, but currently second on Vegas's odds to win the 2025 Kentucky Derby, currently at 14 to 1 according to HorseRacingNation.com. Rated by Merit has 4 career starts, 4 wins, and no seconds or thirds, undefeated thus far. July 13, 2024, broke its maiden wire-to-wire on debut, so first time ever racing. It won wire-to-wire, so got the lead, no one ever passed him, going 6 furlongs on the dirt at Gulfstream Park in Florida. Came back September 7, 2024, won a Florida-sired stakes race going 6 furlongs on dirt, again at Gulfstream Park. October 19, 2024, won a Florida-sired stakes race wire-to-wire going 7 furlongs on the dirt at Gulfstream Park, a little bit further of distance, an eighth of a mile further. And then November 30th, 2024, won another Florida-sired stakes race, wire-to-wire, going a mile and a 16th at Gulfstream Park. Breaks the Maiden July 13th, 2024 at Gulfstream. This was the first race. Broke it wire-to-wire on debut by 9 3/4 lengths, going 6 furlongs on the dirt at odds of 2 to 1. This horse broke well from post position number 2 in a field of 8, ridden to the lead, saved ground, meaning stayed near the rail, ran the shortest distance around the track, and then exploded away from the 4 to 5 favorite in the stretch. It was visually impressive. The time that this horse ran was 22.27 to the first quarter, 45.67 to the half mile, 57.97 to the 5 furlong mark, and finished the 6 furlong or 3/4 of a mile in 1 minute 10 seconds, 0.5. The splits, the first quarter was 22.27, the next quarter was 23.40, the next eighth of a mile was 12.3, the final eighth was 12.53, and if you add those up, the final quarter mile was 24.83 seconds. So if you look at all the quarter miles, this horse was slowing down throughout, as you would expect. It was a professional debut, broke well, ran straight, responded to the jockey when he asked the horse to pick it up, has speed, and was well bet on debut. The second place finisher of this race, named Forge Steel, was also making his debut, his first start ever, and Forge Steel won next time racing, going 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Then Forge Steel entered a stake on the turf at Kentucky Downs and ran last, and then ran mid-pack in a Grade 3 dirt route at Churchill Downs after that. Churchill Downs, of course, is where the Kentucky Derby is going to be run, and the Kentucky Derby is a Grade 1, so this is a couple levels below what the Kentucky Derby is going to encompass. However, these horses were still lightly raced and very young careers thus far, so Forge Steel could improve, but it wasn't really close to winning in a Grade 3 dirt route at Churchill Downs, so something to think about. The third place finisher in this race, Lawler, is 0 for 7 lifetime, has yet to win a race. Fourth place finisher in this race, I know, is 2 for 8. So 2 wins out of 8 career starts, with a maiden win sprinting on the turf and a win routing on a synthetic surface. So the 2, 3, and 4th place finishers that Rated by Merit beat in this race have yet to win on the dirt. So it kind of makes me wonder who Rated by Merit actually beat in this race. Second start, September 7th, 2024 at Gulfstream Park. Won a Florida-sired stake by 6 1/4 lengths, going 6 furlongs on the dirt at Gulfstream Park at odds of 2 to 5. Broke sharply from post number 8 of 8, checked speed to his inside, and sat about 3/4 of a length back off of a front runner who was 5 to 1, went 2 to 3 wide around the turn. Entering the stretch, classic of course, 9 to 2 odds on in the race. Tried to sneak up the rail, but going 3 wide, Rated by Merit easily took over in the stretch to win by 6 1/4 lengths. Again, Rated by Merit responded to the jockey very well. Rated by Merit ran the first quarter mile in 21.85, the half mile in 45 flat, the 5/8 of a mile in 56.96, and the final time of 1 minute 9 seconds 0.45. And if you remember, that's a little bit faster than its previous race, so has already sped up a little bit, going the same distance. The splits for the first quarter mile, 21.85, the next 23.15, and then the final quarter was 24.45. So again, slowing down, but overall time has improved. The second place finisher in this race, a horse named Neo Equus, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, came back to run second to Rated by Merit, this horse that we're talking about, in his next start. this time by 3 3/4 lengths. Classic, of course, also ran in the following stake, again running third by 11 lengths. Third start, October 19, 2024 at Gulfstream Park. Won another Florida sired stake, wire to wire by 3 3/4 lengths, going 7 furlongs on the dirt at Gulfstream Park at odds of 1 to 5. So this horse stretched out a little bit, handled it well, got the speed to go to the front, and won wire to wire, did not let any horses pass him. Rated by Merit, broke well, went to the lead, flipping the script on the previous race. Neoquius has the outside post, stock like Rated by Merit did last race, vied for the lead around the turn, but was denied by Rated by Merit. So in the previous race, Rated by Merit was on the outside, got out, looked to the speed to the inside, which was this horse Neoquius, I think breaking from post 2, sat right off of that horse and just took over. This time, Rated by Merit was down on the inside. Neoquius got the outside perch, got to look in and stalk Rated by Merit, but was unable to pass Rated by Merit like Rated by Merit did to Neoquius last time. The times for the quarter mile, 22.74, to the half mile, 45.45, to the 6 furlongs, 109.83, which is about on par as Rated by Merit's last race at 6 furlongs, but going an extra eighth of a mile. The finishing time was 1 minute, 22.55 seconds. The splits, 22.74 to the first quarter. The next quarter was even quicker, 22.71. The next quarter was 24.38, so slowing down by about a second and a half. And then the final eighth of a mile was 12.72. You double that, you get roughly 26 seconds, considering the horses will be slowing down. So Rated by Merit definitely slowing down later in the races, as you would expect. Little note, clean rail trip, wire to wire. Rated by Merit was down on the inside, broke well, and just got to save all the ground around the track. Responded when asked yet again. Consistent slowing in the splits, but again visually impressive. Faced the same Florida sired competition as last race. Fourth and final start thus far, November 30th, 2024, again at Gulfstream Park. Won another Florida sired stake, wire to wire by 6 lengths, and route debut going 1 mile and a 16th on dirt at Gulfstream Park at odds of 1 to 5. Broke clean, got to the rail, never headed throughout, so no horse ever matched strides with him. He was never tied for first place, basically. Won easy on route debut, hardly asked by the jockey, just really was comfortable going the distance, and no horse could keep up with him or even contest for the lead. The times for the mile and the 16th race, first quarter 24.13, half mile and 48.92, 3/4 and a minute 14.14, much slower than the 6 furlong final races before, but again, more distance to travel in this race, so you would expect slower times. To the 1 mile pole, it was 1 minute 39.14 seconds, and the final time of 1 minute 45 seconds.71. We look at the splits, first quarter in 24.13, the next quarter mile 24.79, next quarter 25.22, picked it up a little bit, next quarter was 25 seconds, and then finished it off with a 6.5 seconds, 16th of a mile. Multiply that by 4, you got roughly a 26-second final quarter if he maintained that speed for 3 more 16ths of a mile. Some key takeaways from this horse: still more races to go before the Kentucky Derby, more maturing both mentally and physically for all these horses. Jockey Jesus M. Rios has no placings in the Kentucky Derby. Trainer Michael Yates has no placing in the Kentucky Derby. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I did a quick Google search, could not find any history of them placing in the Kentucky Derby. Sire and dam sire, so the mother's father, have not produced a Kentucky Derby winner. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but preliminary Google search told me this. Breeding looks to be a good mix of distance and speed. Got some distance on the sire's side, and on the mother's side, it looks to have a little bit of speed. Again, I'm no pedigree expert, but from what research I've done, it does look to be a good mix of distance and speed. Some key takeaways on the track: Rated by Merit has done nothing wrong in his 4 career starts, being undefeated. He won on debut, showing ability from day one. He also stalked the front runner next out and passed that horse easily, turning for home. So it's nice to see horses that have an ability to actually run by other horses. And the fact that he did it in a sprint race meant he was able to run very fast, expend a lot of energy, and still be willing to pass horses. Whereas maybe in a mile race, the horse in front of him just might be getting tired, but both horses were getting tired, and this horse still had the stamina and late kick to really just fly by that horse. He gradually stretched out to 7 furlongs and then answered questions about going a route around 2 turns and winning convincingly. He has no trouble breaking from the gate, has speed to get to the front of the pack to avoid trouble. He has stamina and late kick, meaning he can finish his races with enthusiasm. Rated by Merit has exclusively been facing Florida-sired horses at Gulfstream Park. I would like to see him race on another track against open company. Just some final thoughts on this horse. I think part of the early money on Rated by Merit to win the 2025 Kentucky Derby is partially due to the visually impressive margins of victory. Moving forward, I'd like to see if Rated by Merit can hold up to running slightly faster fractions contested by other horses. Citizen Bull, who I did a video on for the first video of the series, looks to have the same running style but is performing against open company, higher level horses, and setting faster fractions. I want to see how this horse responds when challenged for the lead by another talented runner, or see if this horse can stalk more talented runners, perhaps receiving some dirt kickback and still have his late kick. I would also like to see this horse travel to another track while facing such adversity. This horse has only run at Gulfstream Park against many of the same horses and would need to handle another track with a field of confirmed Kentucky Derby prospects to be a Kentucky Derby contender. I can't knock the horse for who he's been running against. That's not really up to the horse. He's getting the job done and passing the eye test, but the Kentucky Derby is another animal. You're going to have 20 other very talented runners. Lots can happen, so I want to see more from this horse moving forward. I think this horse would have to show some speed improvement while maintaining his stamina in late run, which is definitely possible with 4 months until the Kentucky Derby. I will look to see improvement from this horse in his next start. So that pretty much wraps up my takeaway from this horse. I would not take this horse at the current odds that Vegas is offering as a future Kentucky Derby prospect. I think his odds will drift up a bit. I think there's a lot of early money on him now. I think you can get better odds later. I want to see, again, some improvement going down the line. Wait and see. I'm not tossing the horse yet, but the pedigree, the jockey, and the trainer history leaves a lot to be desired. So jury's still out on this one, but that's what I've gleaned from watching this horse's replays and looking through his career and his pedigree. I think that's it for this horse. We'll keep this in mind moving forward. I'm going to take a look at which horse I want to pick next. I don't know if I'm going to go off Derby points or another futures odds angle, but anyways, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please hit like, subscribe, and or share with your friends, especially some of those friends that maybe are newer or curious to the game. I have some playlists, how to read a racing form, and betting on horse racing for the interested newcomers to the game. So anyways, if you could pass this video around, I'd really appreciate it. But again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.